I am Mario Rangel Gonzales, the author of the mural you now see on your screen entitled La Marcha por la Humanidad. In 2012, the University of Houston was reconstructing the University Center, which housed my mural. The UC Policy Board in charge planned to simply tear it down. Outrage protests were held by many to prevent such careless destruction of my mural, which had been used for years to recruit and educate Mexican-American students and to initiate a Mexican-American Studies program at the University of Houston. In response to the protest, the UC Policy Board voted to preserve my mural in its original location. Moved by the efforts made to preserve my mural, the UC Policy Board voted to have me paint a second mural underneath the original mural, entitled En Manos de Dios. On your screen, you now see En Manos de Dios, a proposed new mural that was authorized by the 2012 UC Policy Board on May 3rd, 2012, and was submitted on June 2nd of 2012 to Keith Kowalka, the UC director, Meg Chang, the U of H construction manager, and Mike Gildry of SWAC. During this time, SWAC accepts my 1973 mural as part of the University of Houston art collection. So both Kowalka and Chang passed the decision to Gildry. On December 18, 2013, Gildry informs me that there will be no new additions to the 1973 mural and bars me from my mural for fear that I would paint En Manos de Dios. To commemorate those efforts by students to preserve the mural, what you will see are the invested preparations I made to the lower mural wall. The UC Policy Board in charge of the reconstruction met in May 3rd of 2012 and voted to authorize me to paint En Manos de Dios underneath my 1973 mural to commemorate the protest. Keith Kowalka, as director of the UC, stated he would fund the new mural project. I then began an extensive effort at my own expense that lasted for approximately 1 year to prepare the wall for the new mural. This video is a summary of that effort. This is the finish coat. This white area is the finish coat. It's limestone and sand. This is the brown coat, scratch coat. See how it's all loose, so we had to take the loose part off before we could put the new fresh mortar. After I had finished preparing the wall, maintenance of my mural was transferred to Systems-Wide Art Acquisition Committee called SWAC. SWAC betrayed me by not only refusing to pay for the new mural, but by barring me from my mural after I finished preparing the wall. And I got all the loose mortar out, and now I'm going to apply the metal LATH, which is the screen that's going to take the scratch coat and the brown coat. I am Mario R. Gonzales. I am a Chicano artist. This is my story on the removal of the metal brackets from the lower portion of the mural wall. This documentary is about my involvement with the preservation and the protection of the mural, La Marcha por la Humanidad, during the University of Houston's new UC transformation project of 2011 through 2013. My focus is on the removal of the metal brackets and the necessary repairs of patching the plaster of 66 holes created by the removal of such brackets. Tlepson Builders, the contractor for the transformation project, refused to do the necessary patchwork. The UC Policy Board voted that I paint a new mural project on the lower wall. I agreed to perform the necessary patchwork in preparation for the new mural, En Manos de Dios. Product of bonding agent. It will help the cement and the mortar adhere from the fresh new mortar to the existing mortar. It'll make a better bond. Here I'm leveling it to this surface, which is the old mortar, because this thickness right here, this light color, is the finish coat, and there is about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters thick, maybe 5 millimeters thick. This is the scratch coat. Into the scratch coat, I will add the brown coat, which will be the second coat. I painted the mural in 1973 as an art student at the University of Houston. The mural was to be my art thesis for my art degree. Because there were no courses at the University of Houston about the history of my people, I performed 3 years of research so that I could accurately depict that history in the mural. I also traveled to Mexico and spent time working with Maestro David Alfaro Siqueiros. From my mentor, I learned about how to prepare a surface to paint a mural, among other things that have to do with painting a mural. After completion of La Marcha por la Humanidad at the University of Houston, the mural drew much negative attention from the non-Chicano students, as well as from many of the professors, including the art professors and students. I never received credit for the mural as my art thesis because the art department in 1973 decided that an art thesis was no longer required for an art degree. In 2012, a series of protests were held to save the mural from destruction. After many policy board meetings attended by professors, UC administrators, students, and alumni, it was decided to save the mural in its original location. The UC Policy Board voted that rather than including a rock facade over the lower mural wall as suggested by the architect, I was to paint a new mural on the lower wall with iconography memorializing the efforts to preserve the mural. The new mural depicts the hands of professors, administrators, students, and alumni who fought to save the 40-year-old mural. Unifying my struggle to complete the mural, the struggle of the past generation of students to preserve the mural, and the struggles of the present generation of students to save the mural from destruction. To preserve the integrity of the mural wall, I spent many hours overseeing the removal of the metal brackets and patching the resulting holes, the open wounds in the lower wall. I also prepared iconography for the proposed mural en manos de Dios, or in the hands of God. After completion of the plaster repairs to 66 holes, Mike Gildre of SWAC refused payment for said work and instructed me that there should be no new additions to the 1973 mural. Gildre also instructed Telepson Builders to prohibit me from coming to the UC construction site ever again. I was banned from returning to the mural. My mural is my story, and it is my self-portrait. La Marcha por la Humanidad was painted in dedication to my mentor, Maestro David Alfaro Siqueiros. My story and my self-portrait in the mural resonates with Chicanos because it is their story too. Throughout the years, I took it upon myself periodically to stop by the mural, to clean and to touch up the paint. At times, I would clean off the mural. Eggshells, egg yolk, used toilet paper, and other scum, including broken glass that was embedded into the surface of the mural from what appeared to be hand-thrown beer bottles, wine glasses, and such. But the real tragedy is the Classic Chicano Betrayal by SWAC. Waiting until after I completed the necessary repairs to the lower wall in preparation for the new mural en manos de Dios, and waiting until December 13, 2013, after the 2012 coalition to save the mural had dispersed, and waiting for the new UC Policy Board to announce SWAC's decision that there will be no new additions to the 1973 mural. Only then could SWAC deny the 2012 UC Policy Board vote for a new mural to be installed on the lower mural wall. With no opposition, this is a classic Chicano betrayal. This is the kind of tragedy that I paint about in my 1973 mural on that infamous curved and panoramic wall that was painted in the Cougar Den in 1973. I invested time and materials doing this work. Mei Shang, the University of Houston construction manager, created my work schedule and suggested I include the cost for patching the plaster into my proposal for the mural painting of the lower wall. In a meeting on May 3rd, 2012, I accepted to do the mural painting, and Mr. Kowaka, the director of the University Center, said at that time that the University Center would find the funds to pay me for the cost of the proposed mural. Giltrey not only refused the proposed mural voted by the UC Policy Board, he also refused to place a bronze ledger with the iconography of La Marcha por la Humanidad. Also, after I completed the patchwork, he prohibited my presence on the work site and refused to pay for the work I did. And he had the audacity to say to me, "I thought you were doing it because you wanted to do it." This is just one story of many injustices that are reflected on that infamous curved wall now found in the University bookstore. The University of Houston prides itself in diversity, research, and artistic endeavor, but my experiences at the university tell me that since 1970, not much has changed. The players of injustices continue without regret to take advantage of the goodness of my people, including me. I documented this film to bring light not only to what I experienced, but to illustrate how generations of my people have endured the same widespread afflictions and calamities that plague our American values. I had hoped that by acceptance of my mural into the Systems-Wide Art Acquisition Committee, SWAC, that my mural, as part of the University of Houston Art Collection, would receive a conservation and maintenance schedule and budget, and that a bronze ledger would be placed at the mural with an etched outline of each figure with its iconography and their individual contributions to mankind's historic achievements. This would give the viewer a means of empathy as the mural then becomes a mirror of self. In 2012, SWAC did accept La Marcha por la Humanidad into the University of Houston art collection, and for that I am grateful. But I am not pleased with SWAC's decision to side with Reina and completely disregard the UC Policy Board vote to paint a new mural on the lower wall. I never received any compensation for the plaster work. No one from SWAC and the new UC or the University of Houston ever thanked me for patching the holes created by the removal of the metal brackets and for saving the integrity of the mural wall. Similarly, in 1973, I never received any compensation for the mural La Marcha por la Humanidad. The requirements for a art thesis was lifted in 1973, so I never received academic credit for the mural. No one from Mayo ever inquired about the title of the mural, thanked me for saving the reputation on campus, or thanked me for painting the mural and meeting the deadline. After completion of the necessary repairs to the mural wall, I designed an enclosure, a box, to protect the mural while construction continued for the new UC transformation project. Here is a rear view of the mural wall and its enclosure as the demolition occurred around the mural La Marcha por la Humanidad. Observe the welded brackets. These are crucial anchor points for the mural wall, and it provides a solid foundation of support. 3 months later, after the fresh mortar had cured, the enclosure was removed and the bookstore was getting ready for their grand opening. I returned to prime and fine sand the patchwork and prepare the lower wall for the new mural en Manos de Dios. After months of working through the demolition noise, dust, debris, and asbestos removal, I completed the plaster patchwork. On June the 2nd, 2012, I submitted my proposal for the new mural en Manos de Dios. By December 18, 2013, I was still waiting to hear from Mike Gildred of SWAC on a response to both my invoice for the plaster patchwork and the funding for the new mural en Manos de Dios. Gildred calls a private meeting with me to discuss my proposal for the new mural, to tell me that SWAC had no funds for the proposed mural. Yet in 2012, SWAC let several contracts for murals and sculptures to be installed in the new UC. I believe that if my name were Carter or Perazzi, the UC Policy Board vote for a new mural would have had a better outcome. Gildry advised me to talk to Ruben because Ruben had objected to the new mural. Gildry used Ruben's objection to justify and to deny the UC Policy Board vote for the new mural. While I presented the UC Policy Board new mural project en Manos de Dios to SWAC at 3 p.m. on the same day, the new UC Policy Board met at 11 a.m. and announced SWAC's decision that there would be no new additions to the mural wall. I met with Keith Kowalka, the director of the University Center, for his support in reversing SWAC's decision to deny the UC Policy Board vote for the new mural. Mr. Kowalka said there was nothing he could do. I then went and met with Tacho Mendiola, the director of the Center for Mexican American Studies, and asked for his support to overcome the SWAC decision to refuse the UC Policy Board vote for the new mural. Tacho refused his support and said he would abide by SWAC's decision. Against all odds, again, I felt betrayed. Betrayed by Tanguma, Mayo in 1973, Dr. Gunther, Reyna, Tacho, Keith Kowalka, May Chang, Gildry, and of course, this all reflects on the UC leadership and the University of Houston leadership and SWAC. In the end, all that matters is what I have done.